In other words, history and its patterns. The European might look at it and say, oh, I believe in what transmigration, the soul, reincarnation. Because I recognized it as soon as I saw it. And I recognized it. It's because he studied it so much. It's like Charlie Shipes was telling me, he's big in boxing. George's trainer, in fact, he fought Curtis Coates for the middleweight championship. He might have been middleweight champion for a little while. But he said, look, he was telling me about Duran had a fight. Yeah, and had spin him around. And what's her name was facing that way. And Hearns had the reputation for turning his hands over, and he would pop your head like a watermelon. And he said Duran was doing this and doing that. I said, why was he doing that? He said he was out on his feet, but his training, he knew if he's spinning around and all he knows is he's not looking at his opponent, that his opponent is back there, and his opponent happened to be, if you remember, Tommy Hearns, that one pop will bust his body wide open. So he said he was out on his feet, but he was fighting his natural fight. Why? Because it's training. The same thing would happen to us. We fight democracy all the time. But we make the right decisions. Has anybody ever heard of Rubicon?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You ever heard of Rubicon?
The river?
The river.
I forget where I heard it from.
From Julius Caesar. Remember Julius Caesar is coming back from Germany, maybe 8 years. It was the beginning of the Civil War when Rome changes from a republic. Remember in what do they call it, the Gladiator? They always talk about a republic. Mm-hmm. Well, Rome was a republic, and the Senate was powerful. But Julius Caesar came back from his war, and he parked his soldiers along the river called Rubicon, and he sent people into Rome because it was illegal for a person to bring the troops into Rome. An army, like a takeover, it was illegal. It's a Senate. So Julius Caesar sends his spies, his people that go into Rome, they're all Romans, and prepare his coming. So they telling the people, man, Caesar got the baddest army. He done whooped everybody in Germany, which he had. He done did this, and he done did that, and he'll be alone. When Caesar got the word that everybody was saturated with his invincibility, then he crossed the Rubicon. What that means in history, the way it says any individual or group committing itself irrevocably to a risky or revolutionary course of action. That's what crossing the Rubicon means. Many people have used it, they use it in history, right? It means going past the point of no return. Okay. Remember about history. We've been here for quite a while, and we've been sending messages all over the world. And those messages saturated everybody. The word they was putting out at first, 2 years ago, we didn't put out nothing. Everything they said about us, we didn't say nothing. We let them say it. Remember, at first, there was nothing on there modern. We let him do it. Just like when Abdul Malik left, we let him say for 6 months. that Imam Musa fired me. Then, after 6 months, we passed out a copy of his resignation. Just like Julius Caesar stayed on the side of the river until his message saturated everybody. When he walked into Rome, everybody ran off and left. Pompey, all of them. Yeah, because Julius Caesar's coming. That's when it changed from a republic to the imperial, like Caesar. You know, that's when it changed. It was about 49 BC. Okay. Remember about history. Why have we been so comfortably here? We have prepared the message for everybody. And now we're going to prepare higher level messages. Government, you've been bad. Not only you've been bad, but everybody says what? Paper trail. We got the biggest paper trail in history. Nobody else even thought of it, stretching it out. And nobody else got the chance to either. You got to make them think what they think. And they will think what you make them, long as you learn how to train them. You can train the European. The European is trained by us to do what we want him to do. Y'all still haven't evolved to believe that yet, but you will. The last butt kicking, you wait till this one. Now, we talking this trash for you. We want you to, in 2 years from now, all you citizens, we're going to call y'all and get off your behind. Now, if we here 2 years from now, and you there 2 years from now, you ain't did nothing between now and then, and we call on you to help yourself, we expect you, if we still here, to get with us, because it's for your benefit. That means, if we're here 2 or 3 years from now, the way we look at it, we will have slapped the urine out of your boss. Yes, we gonna slap. We already did it. Don't say it can't be done. You're gonna hear about, for the next couple of years, about what we all already have done. We did that to get here, to go there. We're right now here where we are. We was where we was, right? Like they say, the man I was, the man I am, and the man I want to be, or the person I want to be. That's the world that was. Now look at the world the way it is now. You have to look at not only us as a group, an organization, look at our friends around the world. It is death and destruction, but which way is the trend going? And if that's the trend, is it easy to stop a trend? Is it easy to stop a train? Is it easy to change the direction of a train? Which way is the world moving? Is it moving towards Sam getting big and powerful and everybody loving? Or is everybody in the world, of course you notice I said everybody, are they laughing at Sam? Are they scratching their head? Are they saying, are people really saying in the world, what's going on over there? Are they really saying that? If they're saying that, do you know what that means? What's the Mexican saying? What's the Canadian saying? You want to get rid of NAFTA? Hey, man, God Almighty. You know how much money you make on us? We're going to get rid of NAFTA with the Mexicans. Mexicans, do you know how much money you make with us? The Canadians. You know who your biggest trading partner is, white man? It's us, Canadians. What do you mean? You're going to throw it out the window? And all the people are saying, the governments can't say, that man's a fool. You're stupid, man. What are you talking about? Right? NATO, everybody. What is the world? You got to think about it. Has this ever happened before in our lifetime? That a great power is the laughing stock of the world.
Is this going to make America great again? This type of behavior, and what is this going to make America great again? What's going on?
That boy is good. It ain't nobody could unravel. How could you have that much, that little bit of time? Right? Tell the truth.
He ain't been in office a year.
But okay, a year ago, did you think that what's happening now could happen?
Did he cross my mind?
We thought George Bush, I would have took a bet, because we don't gamble, of 20-1, that ain't nobody gonna ever become a president as dumb as George Bush. George Bush is brilliant. Right? I thought I used to talk about that man, I take it all back. He's not that good, but hey man, I heard him speak the other day, yes.
And what George did, not that we Obama fans, Obama did a good job for what he inherited. And now, here comes Trump to dismantle all that stuff.
Can you imagine? The worst situation since
Ever.
well, the stock market in 29, depression. They call that the Great Recession. They call the other the Great Depression, one the Great Recession. Now, you remember what we were saying about Uncle Obama?
Mm-hmm.
This man is, I said, he's the stupidest man in the world. That you couldn't F up everything that bad and then say, here, this is yours, you can be the president now. I said, this is the plan, to have a nigga in there. Why they want a nigga to be president now? It's so messed up that they gonna not only mess it up, but look at this, some of the side stuff. The side stuff. They take the money, and the people that caused the problem, they give them a barrel of money, and then after that, they gave them bonuses. Didn't they? They gave them bonuses.
That's exactly what happened.
And the poor man, they said, well, they too big to fail, but you done put your house all in pocket. They say, you underwater. You ain't too big to fail. But the billionaires, trillionaires, oh, we can't do nothing to them. In fact, we got to give them some more money. Right?
They gave money to the banks.
Yes.
So that the banks are supposed to make it available to the people.
And they money.
And the banks will not let the people get no loan, they just kept the money.
You know why? You remember when interest rates used to be 7%, 5%. In the 80s, it was even 9 or 10% interest. You put your money in, you put $1 million in the bank, and in 1 year, you'd get $85,000 in interest. Of course, inflation was up too. Have you ever looked at we had $100,000 in the bank, and we got about $3 or $4, right, in interest.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, it's like, was it 0.02%?
Something, yeah, it ain't nothing. It ain't, and you got $100,000. I said, man, I thought I'd get at least about $7,000, $8,000 in interest. Impossible. Why? Because the government is giving them free money. They don't even, you notice how the bank are now? They charge you for everything. You know why? Because they don't need your money.
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded, man.
Even when you stick your card in, if you stick your card in the ATM machine just to look at your balance,
Right.
and you take it back out, you get charged for that.
I'm telling you, hey man, these people are dirty, but here's the point. When Obama left, I said, well, look at that boy there. I said, that cool. I said, he did a wonderful job with everybody. Now, just imagine now, just think. With all the white folks saying, we ain't gonna let nothing, you can't do nothing. We got Congress, Senate, we ain't gonna let you do nothing. I mean, it don't make no difference whether it's American, whether it's love and peace. You wanna have a party, we ain't gonna let you, you can't have no Kool-Aid, you can't have nothing. Y'all just gonna have to have it in the basement somewhere. We ain't gonna allow no parties for niggas and supporters of yours. You want to help the poor? We ain't gonna help you help the poor. You got to pay them out of your own pocket. Take your salary and get all your people together, get you a sack of money, and you help the poor. You ain't helping nobody out of and they would say that.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell was famous for it. The
Yeah.
famous McConnell right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
He's having problems with Donald Trump, so he will make sure, he said, I'll make sure Obama's a one-term president.
One term,
That's what he said.
That's pitiful. Okay, but anyway, now we got Don. I tell you, I bet you don't have to watch Laugh-In, or you don't have to watch Saturday Night Live, or nobody. All you got to do is turn on CNN and anybody. Now, the last thing I want to say, I was going to say about some of the stuff that they did out there, but about saboteurs, about agent provocateurs. We're also going to challenge the UK, United Kingdom, because they stopped us from coming in, and we want to know why. We want to know why you turn us around at airports. We just going to Lebanon, and we're in transit. You ain't even supposed to know we're coming through, because we don't come through. When you're in transit, you just go through the sign that says transit. You don't go into so they got police in London to take me through immigration. I said, I ain't going to immigration. They said, fill out this card. I said, this is an immigration card. Like, I want to come here. I'm not coming here. I'm going over there. Who are you guys anyway? Well, wait over there. Here coming. Who's in MI5, MI6, and all them people. And I was in there cussing them out and hollering at them and making fun of them. Well, I was making fun of them.
And that's no way to treat an American citizen.
That's right, American citizen. That's what I am. I am born, bred American. You know, the funniest thing, and I'll close with, almost close. I gave a talk in South Africa at Voortrekker School. Voortrekker, like Pioneer School. It used to be a lily white school. It was a Boers. The teachers were still all Boers. So I came there. Now some of our friends are mixed, and they go, you know, they go to good schools. So they was going to this school. So they was singing, what's that song, The Slave Master? The guy was on a slave ship. We all know it. This save the wretch like I once blind, now I see. I was once lost, now I'm found. I was once blind, now I see. Amazing Grace, that was it. They were singing Amazing Grace, so when I got up there to talk, I told them what song they were singing. It was a slave. They were shocked, of course they didn't know, but that it was an old slave master that got the Holy Ghost. You know, that's what it says, to save a wretch like me. I was telling them what that come from. Then the principal, he said, when I was leaving, he was walking me out front. He said, you know, you're the first real live Negro I've ever met. And did I get mad? Absolutely not. I rolled with it. I said, that's right. I am a 100% pure Negro. Boy, if you knew how I was just telling him, yes.
You gotta be careful with that, though.
Huh?
He says that to the wrong person.
No, but yeah, if he said it's somebody else, but you gotta remember, I know where he's coming from.
Yeah.
He's a Boer, a South African, and he's almost trying to compliment me on the talk and inspiring the students. You are the first real Negro? And I said, yes, I'm a 100% Negro. That means I didn't tell him all the mixtures. I'm absolutely a Negro. And I was having so much fun, he didn't even know. And he was so serious and sincere. I said, no, man, I'm a 100% Negro. Because,
That reminds me of a soldier story.
Right.
When Harry Rollins came in the guy's office with the other captain.
Right.
And he saw a black captain.
Right.
They got to talking. He said, what, you never been around Negroes before, something like that?
Right.
He said, well, actually, I was about 12 or 13 years old when I saw my first Negro.
But you know, that's the way stuff was then. So anyway, about Obama and the president and about this guy now. For us, the world is headed our way. This man is a godsend. Psychological guerrilla warfare, nothing we could have done to broke the image, to destroy the image of American sanity.
Shattered.
American dependability. What's the name said today, what everybody's saying, you want to try to get the North Koreans to make a treaty with you? And you done just broke your treaty with Iran?
Right.
This is stupid. What are you talking about? Well, tell us we're going to talk to them. So the people say, how you going to do that? You think if you break a treaty with Iran, that Korea, that you still at war with, want to make a treaty with you? Could we have done it? No. We couldn't have. The psychological damage is irreparable. You can't repair it. The national fitna is irreparable. The confidence level, I don't know what, everything is more, thanks to Allah. You're talking about a believer? Well, Allah said He'll bring them down. Allah's plan is certain, and it'll bring them down step by step, ease by ease, that they won't even perceive. When they look up, they down, and they go, how did we get here?
Right.
That's what the white folks are saying now. Why is everybody laughing? Probably Americans overseas now, taking pictures. You said Americans, they used to say, look at those Americans. Now they say, hey, American, where's Don at? Y'all bring Don with you? I bet that's what they heckling Americans.
Give Don my slams.
Yeah, give Don the truth. Tell him.
No.
Hey, so dear believers, we'll be going back out that way soon, probably after paying our bills, and it's a historical event. I really close with this. The whole idea right now is just like what we've been saying. Our past was to execute that with some expertise, some quality, some clarity, so you could see what Islam is made out of, and you can see us as human beings. Okay, since if you believed it or thought it was true, you'd be trying to do something by now. So, off we go again. You stay tuned. We want all y'all to stay tuned. Because we're going to build the institutions that it takes to transform the environment in which we live in. The world needs changing, and the world needs Islam. We don't have to call it Islam, but the American people are our responsibility. Allah gave us this deen and allowed us to evolve, and we need to share it with other people so, hey, we can make America not great again, but we want to make America something it's never been. Good. America the good. You ever heard of that? Nobody has. We want to make America the good. This is our goal, this is our mission, and we want a full load on the Freedom Bus to help America become something it's never been. Good. Thank you very much. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay.